Hey, I just got a report of a missing police officer. It might be unrelated, but he disappeared near where the fifth body was found.
Through you, Elpis can finally be set free.
The team has settled on a person of interest. Someone with ties to Umbrella. Victor Gideon.
Grace! Grace!
Victor purchased a building after Umbrella went under. I'll send you the address.
Welcome. Dr. Gideon has been expecting you.
You there, Leon?
Yeah. Hey, over here. FBI. What are you doing here?
Would you like to see what's hidden under the hood?
Don't do anything stupid.
Me? Never. Think I want a second opinion.
And there's our confirmation. Leon is back. So we learned a couple of things from this trailer. First off, he seemed very surprised that Grace was there. So we know that Leon is still working for the government. And it makes you wonder, was Grace set up to be there, or did she go off on her own? Especially in the hospital section where it seems like they reunite, because he didn't seem to know that the FBI was involved at that point. Another thing we found out, Leon looks like he has some form of infection or something going, because you kind of see on his neck he has kind of the black, how everyone else that we've seen infected so far does. So that's going to be kind of interesting. One of the theories I've seen somebody else put out there today is obviously he was maybe at the hospital for treatment, and then something happened, and then we saw that section where he ended up saving Grace. So that'll be kind of interesting to see how that also comes together. We know that Victor Gideon, a former, I think it was stated as a researcher for Umbrella, is at least the man with the goggles and has some sort of involvement. Now, who else that's going to bring into the picture is kind of what I was been waiting for and trying to figure out, because obviously we're assuming Grace he wanted because there's probably traces in her blood because of her mom having the daylight vaccine. So that might be what makes her the chosen one. But it's kind of interesting also having Leon there. Are we also going to have other characters that were formerly infected with different viruses that are going to come into play here? Obviously, Leon in the time in 4, I mean, we're assuming he was immune to the T virus because we never saw anything there. But obviously had become infected while he was looking for Ashley Graham, with the whole situation going on over there with Las Plagas. So, the other formerly infected, obviously Jill Valentine was, Sherry Birkin had the G virus and was cured of that. We don't know what's going on with Jake Mueller, obviously Wesker's son, that may or may not, and that really wasn't a campaign that I had played too much because I really don't like 6, but had some inherent abilities from because of Wesker's mutations. So it's kind of interesting where this is going to all come together. So Um, yeah, I just wonder what other characters we're going to get in this, and what other villains we're going to see, because I'm trying to think back of all the other files and everything. I couldn't find anything in a quick research here that Victor Gideon had been mentioned in anything else, or, who with Umbrella he was working with. So it's going to be kind of interesting. I mean, I was one of those people holding out that I honestly think there's enough evidence out there that Spencer, with his whole wanting to become a god thing, whether or not he was in the Megamycete, I mean, there's a lot of proof that, given his relationship with Mother Miranda, that why would she not have put her lover and possibly the father of her kid that she did this whole thing for? Why would he not be in the Megamycete? Spencer would have jumped upon anything to try to preserve himself. So, but I mean, we've seen crazier things in other entries with clones, with, you know, regenerated, the mold. So, I mean, there's many options out there that I believe Spencer would have found a way to come back, whether just fixing himself up or a new body. Now, it is kind of funny. Somebody had brought up recently with Revelations, we never got a closure to what's going on with Alex Wesker. Is she still in Natalia? Has anything ever become of that? Because Revelations 3 never really got off the ground. Is there going to be a Revelations 3? Do we even need closure to that? Because if we see Barry again, we don't even know. I mean, all this time he could have been living with Alex Wesker, and Barry's whole family could have been wiped off the face of the planet at this point. So we don't know. But I'm not going to go too far on speculation. I've seen other people say, who's that voice, that was talking to Leon? That didn't sound like Hunnigan. Could that be Ashley? Could that be someone else? Could that be Jill? Could that be, and I'm not going to go that far out because obviously game to game, we change voice actors. So, I don't know. But, given the fact that the main cast and crew is all like in their 40s and 50s at this point or beyond, I'm not exactly sure. I kind of looked up the birth years of everybody for something I was doing on my Substack, and not really sure where we are with how old Barry would be, because he obviously seems to be older than that. So but yeah, it'd be kind of nice to see, the OG Heroes of Raccoon City all kind of come together one last time here, or at least, be mentioned in notes or, other files or whatever of what everybody else is up to. But that's all we got. So yay, confirmation of Leon. So we'll check in more on this as other things develop. Otherwise, we're all excited to play in February.